All right, let's jump right into this explainer and talk about the monumental shift happening in the tech world today. If you've been paying attention, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're watching AI move from being just a passive tool, something that just sits there waiting for your prompt, to a completely autonomous ecosystem of agents, builders, and reasoning engines. We're now dealing with a landscape where AI isn't just spitting out text, it's orchestrating complex workflows, building entire applications, and running tasks 24/7. So, to really wrap our heads around this shift to autonomy, we're going to briskly unpack the 5 most critical AI updates of the day. We'll start with the huge explosion of open source models, take a look at the massive redesign of Google Search, check out the rise of reasoning-based video generation, the launch of self-hosted mobile agents, and finally, how we're all now building software with plain English through vibe coding and subagents. Let's get right to it. Update number 1, the open source AI search. We're talking high performance with absolutely zero gatekeepers. Look, if you're building right now, you already know the bottleneck. With Claude Fable 5 currently suspended and GPT 5.6 completely wrapped up in government red tape, developers relying on closed frontier models are dealing with massive delays and sky-high API costs. But hey, the industry didn't just pause. On the other side of the fence, an incredible surge of new open-weight models is stepping up to fill that exact void. They're giving developers immediate, cost-effective autonomy right on their local machines. It is a massive democratization of power. Let's look at the actual heavy hitters making this happen. GLM 5.2 is actually beating Fable 5 in coding arenas, with an ELO competitive ranking of 1360. In plain terms, it's consistently winning head-to-head matchups against the big corporate models, and doing it at literally 1/10 the cost. Then you have DeepSeek V4 Pro, completely crushing the live code bench tests. It proves it can solve complex, real-world coding problems better than closed APIs for fractions of a dollar. And for autonomous tasks, Kimi K2, 7-code is a 1 trillion parameter beast, mastering tool use protocols. That means it's fundamentally designed to click, type, and operate software on your behalf. The open source community isn't just catching up anymore. They are absolutely leading the charge. Moving right along to update number 2, Google Search evolves. We are going from static links to fully generative agents. We are officially completely past the era of just typing keywords and hoping for the best. Google Search isn't just a text box anymore. It's a highly advanced multimodal engine. It can ingest a massive variety of inputs now. You can drop in direct image uploads, video files, standard documents, and incredibly, it can even analyze whatever you currently have open in your Chrome tabs, all at the exact same time, processing it as one unified query. So instead of just handing you 10 blue links and saying good luck reading, the search engine now builds for you. If you ask a really complex question about astrophysics or, say, how a mechanical watch works, Google doesn't just point you to a Wikipedia page anymore. It actually generates a functional, interactive simulation right on the results page. You can play around with it to understand the concept visually. Think about what this means for how we learn. You're not just reading a concept, you're instantly interacting with a custom-built model of it. But here's the real kicker. Search is now agentic. You can literally drop an agent into the search bar to run 24/7 on your behalf. Imagine telling it to track a limited sneaker drop, or to find a private karaoke room for Friday at 6 p.m. that serves food late. The agent just actively monitors those real-time data constraints in the background and proactively pings you only when your exact conditions are met. It's like having a highly capable personal assistant baked right into the web. Which perfectly brings us to update number 3, reasoning-based video generation. Gemini Omni Flash now actually understands the science. This shift completely revolutionizes creative output. Up until now, AI video generators basically just mashed pixels together based on visual patterns they memorized. But when developers asked Gemini Omni Flash to make a claymation explainer of protein folding, it didn't just create pretty random visuals. It applied actual scientific and logical reasoning. It accurately showed amino acids forming into helices in complex three-dimensional sheets, perfectly matching the physics of the real world. And you've really got to understand the context here. The AI achieved this level of scientific accuracy entirely on its own. There was no uploaded script for the voiceover. There was no research paper attached to guide the science. It was generated from a single, plain English prompt. The AI reasoned through what protein folding actually is and autonomously built a factually accurate visual representation. Just wild. All right, update number 4. Self-hosted mobile agents, driven by the launch of OpenClaw on iOS and Android. This update brings massive autonomous power directly to your pocket. To bust some of the jargon here, OpenClaw is a self-hosted mobile system, meaning it completely breaks through Apple's previous blocks on Agentic AI in the App Store. It turns your phone into a secure node. Your AI agent isn't running on some massive corporate server mining your data. It runs on a gateway that you completely control. And you bring your own API key, whether that's Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, whatever frontier model you like best. Because the agent runs locally on your gateway, privacy is 100% in your hands. You hold the keys to the kingdom. You get to decide exactly which permissions the agent is allowed to access to do its job. You want it to read your calendar events, but absolutely not see your location? Done. Want to restrict camera access? You got it. It's a remarkably powerful autonomous agent, but it operates strictly within the boundaries that you approve. And finally, update number 5. Vibe coding and subagents. This is all about how we're going to manage a digital workforce using plain English. This is how we actually manage and build within this whole new ecosystem. Vibe coding is basically the great equalizer of our time. It means you no longer need to know how to write complex syntax or spend years learning Python just to build software. You just act as the orchestrator. You give instructions, describe your desired outcome in plain English to tools like Google Flow, and the AI autonomously writes, tests, and deploys the underlying code. Now, to pull off complex vibe coding behind the scenes without crashing, these systems use sub-agent architecture. Let's say you ask your main AI to analyze a massive, complicated project. Instead of clogging up its own context window, the parent agent spawns a child program, a sub-agent, in a completely fresh window. That subagent goes off, does the heavy lifting like reading 500 files, and then returns only a clean summary. It is incredibly efficient, and it keeps the parent agent fast, focused, and totally unoverwhelmed. So let's pull all of this together. From open-weight models matching gated giants, to Google Search becoming an agentic UI, Gemini producing reasoning-based video, OpenClaw putting self-hosted nodes right in our pockets, and Vibe coding letting us build software with everyday English. The era of the passive chatbot, it is officially over. We have fully entered the era of the autonomous digital world. I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. If AI can now reason, code, schedule, and build entirely on its own, the most valuable skill in 2026 isn't going to be doing the heavy lifting yourself. The real question is, how will you adapt your skills to become the orchestrator who manages this new autonomous digital workforce? Something to think about. Thanks for learning with me today.